Hi, hello, welcome. My name is Nora, and this is our week 4 backbending class. Today we're focusing on the lower body. We're bringing a lot of attention to how the hips and glutes and pelvis are working together to provide support so that the upper body can be open, easy, and a little bit more bendy. So, if you are using the playlist that I've linked down below, let's go ahead and start that together. Now, we're going to start it in 3, 2, and 1. Let's find a comfortable position on the back, laying down. Let the legs go long, let the arms go long. Take a moment to wiggle around. Maybe nod the head side to side or shift the hips. Find a comfortable stillness. And begin to arrive in this space and this time. Let's take a big breath in through the nose, filling up from the bottom of the lungs all the way to the ceiling. Open your mouth, let the breath spill out. Take one hand to your belly and then the other. And with your inhale, puff up the skin around the belly button. And with your exhale, let your belly go soft and easy. Breathe in, try to puff the belly up into the fingertips. Maybe your fingertips even spread apart as you inhale. And then, like you're letting go of a rubber band, release, exhale. The belly snaps back towards the spine. A couple more rounds. And I want you to notice the heat of the hands holding the belly, providing support. And with the hands there, we have a little bit more awareness for making the belly big and expanding. And as we're expanding, we're making space so that all of the fear and the grief and the stress that so many of us have been holding in our guts right now, all of that has space to unfurl, unwind, unclench. So with the inhale, expand, make space for that unfurling to happen. And with the exhale, see if you can let go of some of the tension. We're making our bellies feel held, so that way they can expand and then release. And see what that idea does for the body itself. Notice if you can feel the floor holding you here. Almost like you're being held in the palm of a giant's hand. With your inhale, allow the body to expand. And with the exhale, notice if you can let the body surrender into the embrace of the floor. A couple of rounds of breath like this. Using your exhale to release any tension you might still be holding through the shoulders, through the legs, maybe even through the neck. Let's take a big breath into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. Find fullness at the top and hold. Feel the fullness inside you. Feel how much room you have to expand. Keep the lips sealed. Gently release the breath through the nose. And breathe in through the nose. And out through the nose. And with your next inhale, reach the arms overhead, full body stretch, lengthen out, fingertips to toes. Exhale, curl the knees into the chest. And begin to roll around on the low back. And notice what you might be carrying there. Make circles one direction and then the other. One more breath in. And exhale, release the soles of the feet to the floor. Keep the feet hip width apart and then walk the heels close enough to the hips that you can touch the heels with your fingertips. And then try to tear the mat apart between the feet. So the feet don't move, but they're trying to slide outwards. And as you do this, you'll feel the outer hips turn on. Let's take a big breath in. Exhale, push the feet down, lift the hips up for bridge pose. Arms can rest at your sides, palms turn up to the sky. Keep the feet tearing the mat apart. And you'll notice as you do this, the inner thighs will want to roll up towards the sky. To keep this from happening, we're going to find a little bit of internal rotation. So as the feet pull out, hug the inner thighs together, and you'll feel the glutes turn on a lot. Big breath into the belly, puff up the skin around the belly button. Get empty, let the belly fall. Inhale, puff up the skin around the belly button, pull the feet out. Squeeze inner thighs and glutes. One more breath in. Exhale, lower down piece by piece. Take the feet towards the outer edges of the mat and let the knees drop in towards each other. Notice how you feel after just a little bit of activation through the lower body. And gently walk the feet back into hip width apart. Tear the mat apart between the feet. With an inhale, push the feet down, lift the hips up. Feet tear out. Inner thighs roll together, glutes squeeze. Inhale, lower the hips halfway to the floor. Exhale, push the floor away, squeeze the glutes and lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Couple of rounds in your own time with your own breath. And then pay attention to the feet. Are they still trying to tear the mat apart? That remains constant even as the glutes are releasing and engaging. Let's go 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Inhale, lower slow. Exhale, knees into the chest. From here, we'll meet in a tabletop position. You're welcome to rock and roll to get there or roll to one side and press up. There are no hard rolls. And as you land in tabletop, take the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. And spread all 10 fingers wide. With your inhale, drop the belly, pull the heart forward for cow pose. Exhale, push the floor away, round the spine, drop the chin to the chest, lift the navel. Inhale, surge the heart forward, roll the shoulders back, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, push the floor of the way, spread the back of the heart open. Inhale, cow pose, spinal extension. Exhale, round to cat, spinal flexion. 2 more rounds, inhale. Exhale. Inhale to a neutral spine, tabletop. Exhale, walk the hands about 10 to 12 inches in front of where they are now. Keep your hips stacked over your heels and then allow the chest to sink down towards the floor. Forehead touches the mat. With your inhale, let the ribs flare open and look forward as you fill up. Exhale, drop the forehead to the mat. Pull the ribs down as the upper back lifts up into the sky slightly. Inhale, heart forward, ribs open, look forward. Exhale, ribs down, forehead down, upper back puffs up. Inhale, look forward, heart sinks. Exhale, push through the palms to pull the ribs down and dome the upper back lightly. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, find a place where you can rest for a couple of breaths. So that might mean forehead on the mat. It might mean chin to the mat, chest down. Now, whatever you choose, I want you to keep your palms active. So keep pushing down through the floor, lifting the forearms and the elbows up. Big breath into the heart. With your exhale, let the back of the heart sink down towards the floor. And breathe wherever you are, in through the nose. Inhale, rise back up. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift the right arm high to the sky. Open the chest to the right side of the mat. Exhale, thread the needle. Right hand passes behind the left wrist. Right shoulder, right temple come down to the mat. You can take traditional thread the needle arms, or you're welcome to take prayer palm, stacking left palm on top of right, elbow over elbow, pushing down into the floor. The left hip will want to hook up towards the palms. Don't let it. So draw the left hip crease back. Keep the left side body long. Inhale. Push through the palms and draw your navel back into the spine. And breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Exhale, release left palm back underneath the left shoulder. Inhale, lift the right arm high to the sky. Open up. Big windmill circles through the right arm. You might even follow the thumb with your gaze, allowing the chest to open as that arm reaches up to 12 o'clock noon. Next time the arm is at 12, circle through the wrist. And take it the opposite direction. Exhale, back down to tabletop, other side. Inhale, left arm lifts up high to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. An option to take any arm variation you choose, or coming to prayer palms. Push the palms into each other. Drive the left elbow down into the earth. And draw the right hip crease back so the right side body stays long. And breathe in. Exhale, push down through the palms. See if you can turn the chest so that the center of it is aligned with the center of your palms. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more. With your exhale, right palm down to the floor. Inhale, left arm high, open up, unwind. Exhale, start to take big windmill circles. Next time, left hand is at 12 o'clock noon. Pause there, circle through the wrist. Take it the opposite direction. Exhale, left palm down to the earth. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips up and back to our first downward facing dog. And bend the knees, pedal the feet out. Find a little bit of stillness in your down dog. Maybe a little bend to the knees. Lift your tailbone up and back. Inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, drop both heels over to the right. Keep pushing down through the left palm. Big inhale to left side body. And exhale, drag the left hip crease back in space. See if you can find some more space. Inhale, take it up to the sky, heels lift. Exhale, drop the heels over to the left. Big breath in, grounding the right palm, right ribs expand. With the exhale, tug the right hip crease back. Inhale, back to center, heels lift. Exhale, reach the heels to the floor. Walk the hands back towards the feet, keeping the knees bent. Grab opposite elbows, and rather than finding a forward fold here, I want you to find more of a child's pose. So bend the knees a lot and drape the torso over the front thighs so that you're providing adequate support through the thighs to the torso so that the spine can release. If you'd like to take a bind behind the back, go ahead and clasp the hands and let the fists fall away from the low back. One more breath in. Exhale, release your bind, hands to the floor. Inhale, start to roll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Head and arms are heavy as you rise. As the head comes to stack on top of the entire spine, take a moment to settle the weight into the heels and ball mounts of the feet equally. And then inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, lengthen. Stay here for your exhale, drive the heels down into the floor. And with another inhale, lift the belly, squeeze the glutes so that front and back body are equally long. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, walk the palms back out to plank pose, stacking shoulders over the wrists. Take a breath in at the top of your plank. Option to drop the knees, exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Point your toes and push the shoelace side of the feet down into the floor so much that your kneecaps lift up. And then push your pubic bone down and you'll feel your glutes squeeze. As you squeeze the glutes, the fronts of the thighs will want to roll towards the outer edges of the mat, just like they did when we were in bridge pose. So keep the glutes squeezing. See if you can rotate the inner thighs up towards the sky and continue to press the shoelace side of the feet down into the earth. From here, inhale, baby cobra, peel the chest up and back. With the exhale, feet firm, glutes squeeze, elbows squeeze. Take another breath in. See if you can peel just a little bit more of the chest away from the earth. And exhale, release. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, take it back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, lift the hips, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, step, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise to standing mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Inhale, mountain, reach up to the sky. Belly and glutes squeeze, exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back. Breathe in at the top of your plank. Option to drop the knees if you'd like, or keep them lifted. This time, exhale, lower halfway just until the elbows kiss the ribs, no further. And then inhale, push the floor away, roll to the shoelace side of the feet, push down to keep the kneecaps lifted, and then pull back with the palms to send the heart even further forward for upward facing dog. With the exhale, look towards your navel and let the navel lift you all the way up and back into downward facing dog. Big breath in. Sigh it out. Inhale, lift your heels, lift your hips, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, step, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half rise. Exhale, fold. Keep the feet hip width apart. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Utkatasana. So we're going to do the same thing that we did in bridge pose. Keep the feet hip width apart and try to tear the mat apart between the feet. You'll feel the outer edges of the legs and the outer hips turn on. Take a big breath in, lift the belly, lift the chest, reach up. And then like you're dipping your hands into a pool at your feet, sweep down. Keep the hips this low. Inhale, lift just the chest back up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palm, step just the right foot to the back of the mat. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, lift up, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Take a moment to feel the front of the right hip. This is our baseline. This is our starting position. We're going to open up that hip a little bit more, but I want you to notice what it feels like when you come to the mat without having done anything to that hip. Take a big breath in. Exhale, right palm down to the mat. Circle the left arm, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Inhale into an open twist, left arm to the sky. Bring a lot of lift to the right hip, and then bring a lot of lift to the back of the right knee. So the back leg is as straight and as strong as it can possibly be. Take one more big breath in here. Exhale, drop the back knee down to the floor. Hug the back heel in towards the hip, starting to find length across the front of the right hip, and you'll feel your right hamstring engage here. Feel that squeeze. Keeping this active for a moment, and if you start to get cramping in that hamstring, don't straighten your leg. Breathe through the cramping as it is. You straighten the leg, you increase your chances for a hamstring tear. Big breath in. Now, if you'd like to, you can reach the left hand back to the back of the mat. Maybe you're just keeping this active. You're breathing openness across the front of the chest, or if it's in your practice, you can catch the foot. If you catch the foot, kick the foot into the palm, and then pull the foot back towards the hips. With your breath in, expand the surface area of the front of the right thigh. One more breath here. And exhale, lightly release. Left palm back to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift back up into your low lunge, Anjaneyasana. And we're going to create some structure here in the legs. So just like we did with the feet in chair and bridge, I want you to tear the mat apart between your left foot and your right knee. These two pieces are moving out away from each other. A little bit of adduction. Outer hips turn on. Big breath in. Exhale, allow the hips to slide forward and down, keeping the front foot and back knee tearing the mat apart. Cactus the arms, feel the shoulder blades glide together. This is also support. Big breath in, turn the chest up to the sky, look up. Exhale, baby back bend, lean the chest back onto the shoulder blades. Breathe in. Ribs down, navel in. Inhale, reach back up to the sky. Exhale, take the palms down inside of your left foot. Back knee stays down, swivel on the back knee, turning the back toes over towards the left side of the mat. And then inhale, right arm high to the sky, opening the chest to the right side of the mat. We're in an extended side angle with the back knee down. Push your left tricep into your knee and the knee back into the tricep, and use that as leverage to turn the chest open to the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, pull the navel back. Inhale, rise to standing on your right knee. Exhale, plant the right palm at the back of the mat, fingertips pointing to the back of the mat. Spin the front heel down to the floor, and we're in a side plank position with a little bit of support from the bottom knee. Now we're working with the glutes today, and for me personally, I have a hard time remembering to engage my glutes. So throughout this class, I might cue you to actually reach back and remind that right glute to fire. And remember that it's okay to touch your body in a yoga class, especially when you're practicing at home. Touching your body helps you with your proprioception, helps you understand where your body is in space. So we're in this supported side plank. You're squeezing right glute. I want you to squeeze the right glute, push your right groin forward so that your right hip is stacked directly over your right knee. Big breath in. Pull the ribs down, navel in, hover the left leg off the floor. Ooh, okay, we're turning it up now. Right glute stays squeezing. With your exhale, hug the left heel back towards the hip. We're keeping this active for a moment. Big breath in. If you'd like to, you can reach back and catch the foot. Now, as you do so, this right glute will want to collapse back towards the right arm. Don't let it. Keep squeezing right glute towards the original top of the mat. Inhale, kick the foot into the hand, and then pull the foot back towards the glutes. Exhale, pull the navel in, ribs down. One more breath in. Exhale, release, left palm to the earth, plank pose to the back of the mat. We're facing the back of the mat now. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower halfway, elbows kiss the ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog, heart forward, shoulders back, knees active. Exhale, take it back into downward facing dog, and we'll take this right into the other side. Inhale, lift the heels, lift the hips, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, step, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Feet hip width apart. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Tear the mat apart between the feet. Breathe in. Exhale, sweep the hands down, dip into the pool, and then inhale, reach back up, keeping the hips low. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step just the left foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. See how the front of the left hip is feeling today. How are those left hip flexors? Big breath in. Exhale, left palm down to the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Inhale, right arm high, big open twist. Find a lot of lift to the left hip, a lot of lift to the left knee. Long through the left thigh. Inhale, right arm reaches high. Exhale, drop the back knee down. Hug the back heel in towards the hip. Keep this active. Hamstring working. Big breath in. Exhale, reach the right arm back towards the foot. Now you can stay just like this. If it's in your practice, you can always catch the foot. Hug the heel in towards the hip, and then kick the foot away from the hip into the hand. Breathe. More space, more expansiveness into the left thigh. Inhale. One more breath in. Exhale, release both hands to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift back up into your low lunge. Tear the mat apart between the front foot and the back knee. Breathe in, lift up tall off of the basin of the pelvis. Exhale, allow the hips to slide forward and down. Cactus the arms, feel the shoulder blades create support and structure on which the chest can lift. Inhale. Lean back, baby, back bend. Inhale. Ribs down, navel, and keep tearing the mat apart between the legs. One more breath. Exhale, palms to the mat inside of the right leg. Spin the back toes over towards the right side of the mat, and then inhale, left arm high, extended side angle, back knee drop down. Squeeze right glute into the back of the right groin, pushing the hips towards the left side of the mat. And feel that opening across the face of the pelvis. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale, come to standing on the left knee. Exhale, left palm plants back at the original top of the mat. Spin the back heel down, back leg goes long, and then left glute squeezes. Push the left groin forward. Inhale, right arm rises, right leg rises. Exhale, kick the heel back towards the hip. Breathe in. Exhale, reach back and catch the foot if it's part of your practice. Inhale, kick the foot away. Ribs down, pull the foot close to the hips. Left glute still squeezing. Inhale. Exhale, release back to the top of the mat, plank pose. Big breath in. Exhale, lower all the way or halfway down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Let it go. Inhale, roll forward to plank pose, shoulders over the wrists. Keep the feet hip width apart. Exhale, drop the heels to the right. Inhale, lift the left arm up for side plank, Shavasana. Now you can keep the feet staggered like this, left foot in front of right, or you can stack and place left foot on top of right. Whichever version you've chosen, hug the right hip in towards the center line of the body, up towards the sky. See if you can get the right hip to the same height as the right armpit. One more big breath in, grow wide across your wingspan. Exhale, left palm down, back to plank, feet hip width and right into the other side. Heels drop left, inhale, right arm high. Navel in, ribs down, maybe stacking the feet. Squeeze left hip up towards the sky to the height of the left armpit. Inhale. Exhale, right palm down, plank pose. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, lift the hips, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, step or hop to the top of the mat. This time right into chair pose. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, baby back bend. Rise to stand, squeeze the glutes forward, peel the shoulders back, lean back. Inhale, chair pose, sit low, feet tearing the mat apart. Exhale, glutes forward, thighs forward, shoulders glide together to support the chest. One more inhale. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, one leg Tadasana, rise to stand, right knee into the chest. And start by finding your drishti, that gazing point that will keep your internal focus and your external balance. Now, a lot of times when we come to stand on one leg, we let the standing leg hip, we kind of sit down into it and it sags out to the left. I want you to reach your left hand down and I want you to squeeze your peach. I want you to engage the left glute and hug left hip in towards the center line. So you're not kind of sitting into the hip socket, but that the muscles around the hip socket are actively engaged, lifting you up. Left hand to the hip, right hand to the top of the right knee. And then see if you can find the sensation of the feet tearing the mat apart, even if that right foot is lifted in the air. So a little tug out to the right with the right knee. Push the palm down into the knee and then drive the hand back up into the knee so the hip flexors are turned on as well. Big breath in. Exhale, open the knee out to the right, maintaining pressure between the hand and the knee. Take an inhale, and if you're not engaging this left glute, if you're not engaging these muscles, you're gonna have a lot of difficulty balancing here. So remind yourself, left glute squeezes, left hip hugs in. One more breath. Exhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat for warrior two. Sort out your feet, make sure you've got a comfortable distance between them. Back thigh firms to the back of the room, front knee drifts forward. Let's start to talk about the hips here. So oftentimes in warrior two, we tilt the pelvis forward and it kind of dips into this front thigh. I want you to take your left hand, I want you to take your peace fingers, you're gonna hook into that hip crease, pointing towards your hip bone, and I want you to lift up out of the thigh. You'll feel the rear hip relax and drop down a little bit as you do this. Good. Stretch the arms out and then take a look at the front knee. It often bows in so that way you can't see the big toe. So let's take care of that. Rotate from the navel, swiveling towards the top right corner of the mat. With the torso in this position, it'll be easier to open the knee out to the left. So see if you can drag the knee so that it's aligned over the second and third toes. Keeping that alignment, swivel the torso back over towards the right side of the mat. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, reach forward, get long through the left side body. Exhale, drop the left elbow to the knee or the left hand to the floor. Inhale, right arm high to the sky. Now squeeze the left glute. We've been here before and we know that what we're focusing on, we've been here with the back knee drop down, but what we're focusing on here is squeezing and engaging the left glute. So push it into the back of the left groin, send the left groin towards the right side of the mat. Big breath in. Exhale, look down, plant the left fingertips about 6 inches, maybe a little bit more ahead of the left toes. Inhale, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Now you might start with the right hand on the hip, and I encourage you to start with your gaze down towards the floor until you feel steady. Put a little bend in your standing leg, and then engage your left glute. Squeeze the left glute. Notice as you do that, it forces the right hip to stack on top of the left, opening the face of the pelvis to the right side of the mat. That's exactly what we want. Now we're starting to understand, extended side angle is a prep pose because it finds the glute engagement you need to keep the hips open in half moon. With that openness in the hips, you might find you can roll the right shoulder back. You can open the chest to the right side of the mat a little bit more. Kick back through your right heel as much as you can, as if you could eject the femur, the thigh bone from the hip socket, and then find that same level of engagement and extension through all four limbs. If you fall out, that's okay. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale, lightly step back into warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior, lift up out of your front hip crease, left ribs, left lung expand. Exhale, cartwheel the palms down. Slide the left foot back, heels hip width apart, and then both heels drop to the right. Inhale, left arm high, side plank. Option to hover the left foot off the floor. Maybe kickstanding the toes behind you. Inhale into wild thing. Lift the hips. Lift the heart towards the sky. Reach the left hand to the top of the mat. Exhale, left palm down. Option to take a vinyasa, or I'm just going to send it right back to downward facing dog. Breathe in if you're taking the back bend. And we all meet in down dog on the exhale. Breathe in. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Inhale, lift the heels, lift the hips, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, inhale, chair pose is where we're going next. Tear the mat apart between the feet. Exhale, baby back bend. Squeeze the glutes, hips forward, lean back. Inhale, chair. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, chair. Biggest back bend. Inhale, chair. Exhale, one leg Tadasana, left knee up into the chest this time. All right, this time it'll be the right hip that will want to fall out to the right. Try not to let that happen. Hug right hip in, squeeze the right glute, and then tear the mat apart between the feet. Even the left foot's not touching the floor. It's kind of a mental exercise in turning on those outer hip muscles without actually turning them on. And if you're dancing and falling out of this, let it be part of the practice. It's not distinct from the pose, it's part of the pose. Left hand to the top of the left knee, right hand to the hip. Drive the knee down, and then drive the knee back up into the hand. Left foot, hip flexors on. Big breath in. Exhale, open the knee out to the left. Woo! You're maintaining that pressure between hand and knee. Exhale, step the left foot to the back of the mat for warrior two. Find your footing, and then we'll make the same adjustments. Pick up the right hip crease. If it's sagging into that front thigh, you're going to lift it up and out. Left hip, rear hip relaxes. Extend the arms. Swivel towards the top of the mat, chest in line with the left corner of the mat. And then drag your knee over to the right so it's in line with the second and third toes. Keep that alignment, swivel the torso back over to the left side wall. Big breath in. Get low in the front thigh. Inhale, reach forward. Get long through right side body. Exhale, right elbow drops to the knee or hand to the floor. Inhale, left arm high. Right glute squeezes. Push it into the back of the right groin. Push the right groin towards the left side of the mat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, ribs down, navel in. Look down. Plant the right hand 6 inches ahead of the right toes. Inhale, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, second side. All right, little bend in the standing leg. Right glute squeezes, roll left hip on top of right. Left toes are pointing towards the left side of the mat. And then eject that left leg back in space. Maybe so much so that you take some weight out of the bottom hand. Find a big reach through all 4 limbs. Navel down, ribs in. One more. Exhale, lightly step back into warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Lift up out of front hip crease. Exhale, cartwheel the palms down. Slide the right foot back. Feet hip width apart. Both heels drop to the left. Inhale, right arm high. Vashisthasana, side plank. Maybe hover the right foot. Maybe kickstand the toes behind you. Inhale, wild thing. Lift the hips and heart towards the sky. Right arm to the top of the mat. Exhale, right palm down. Option to take a vinyasa or skip it. Inhale, cobra up dog. Look to the navel. Let that lift you back into downward facing dog with your exhale. Breathe in and out. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the right foot up between the palms. Inhale, slow rise, high lunge. If you're feeling wobbly here, walk the right foot over towards the right just a little bit. Let's put a deep bend in the front knee, a decent bend in the back knee, and then elevate your back heel as high as it'll go so you're really up on the toes. Now, the more flexion that we can find in the toes, the more that we can stack that heel over the toes, the less extension we have to find in the front of this left hip. So keep that back heel high, and then try straightening your back leg. Woo! Big breath in, reach the arms up. Exhale, power lunge, hinge the chest forward, sweep the hands back. Now, as you get here, the right hip will want to swing out to the right because it's like we're standing on this right leg with all of our weight there. Hug the right hip back in towards the center line. Squeeze the glutes together. Inhale, one leg Tadasana, arms carry you forward, left knee up into the chest. Exhale, drop the left hand next to the left hip, swing the left heel back in space, hugging it into the hip, and then catch the inner arch of the foot so the thumb is towards the big toe. Inhale, hug the inner thighs together, squeeze the glutes, pushing the hips forward, lengthen up through the chest, and exhale, kick the left foot back into the palm for dancer's pose, not Utkatasana. Now I want you to let this come from your leg moving back in space rather than from the chest moving forward first. So the chest only moves as you need to counterbalance what's going on behind you. Right hip hugs in, squeeze the left glute, pull the ribs in, inhale. Exhale, keep your gaze steady. One more breath in. Exhale, lightly step the left foot to the back of the mat for warrior two. Breathe in. Exhale, cartwheel the palms to the floor. Slide the right foot back, lower all the way to the earth. Take the hands back alongside the body, palms turn down, pinkies in, shoelace side of the feet to the floor. Push the pubic bone down, feel your glutes squeeze, and then roll the inner thighs up towards the sky. Inhale, locust pose. Lift the chest, lift the arms, lift the feet. With your exhale, you'll feel the belly deflate. Let that happen. And then inhale, lift the chest, lift the feet. Exhale, deflate, squeeze the glutes. One more. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the tops of the feet as high as you can go. And exhale, release. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes. Inhale, push up top of a plank. Exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Let it go. Inhale, left leg goes high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the left foot through. Inhale, slow rise, high lunge. Find your steadiness. Deep bend in front knee, decent bend in the back knee. Lift the back heel until it stacks over the toes. Keeping that nice stack, try lifting your back knee up towards the sky so the leg straightens. Breathe in, lift up tall off of the basin of the pelvis. Exhale, power lunge. Hug left hip in towards the center line. Inhale, one leg Tadasana, arms reach forward, carrying the back knee up into the chest. Exhale, right hand softens next to the right hip. Catch the inner arch of the right foot, thumb towards the big toe. Breathe in to hug the inner thighs, squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward, lengthen through the chest. Exhale, kick the foot back to dance, hinging forward. Left hip hugs, right glute squeezes, ribs down. Breathe. One more breath in. Exhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat, warrior two. Inhale for steadiness. Exhale, cartwheel the palms down to the earth. Slide the left foot back to plank, lower all the way to the floor. From here, kick your heels back towards your hips. And you'll reach back and catch the feet. Now, if you can't catch the feet here, go ahead and grab a towel or a blanket or a t-shirt or a belt or a strap, anything that you can loop around the feet and then you can catch with your hands, and that'll provide you a little bit more length while still getting into the pose. So catch the feet however you need to, and however you got there, you probably took the knees wide. So hug the knees back in together, hug the inner thighs together. Take a breath in. Squeeze the glutes, pubic bone down. Inhale, kick the feet back, lift the chest for Dhanurasana bow pose. As you inhale, kick the feet back, and as you exhale, hug the inner thighs, hug the upper arms, squeeze the glutes. You just created space. Inhale, kick back into that space you made. Exhale, squeeze everything into the center. Inhale, kick up and back. With your exhale, roll onto your left side, maintaining hold of the feet. Inhale, kick the feet back. Exhale, ribs down, navel in. Breathe in, kick back, squeeze the glutes. Exhale. One more. Exhale through center. And over to the right, rolling onto the right side. Inhale, squeeze the glutes, kick the feet back. Navel in, pubic bone points down towards the backs of the knees. 2 more breaths. Last breath in. Exhale, roll back onto the belly. Stay lifted. Inhale, kick the feet back. And exhale, release. Whew. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, lift the thighs. Inhale, push up top of a plank. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Breathe in through the nose. Side out through the mouth. In through the nose. Float out through the lips. In through the nose. And out through the nose. Inhale, roll forward to plank pose, shoulders over the wrists. We are almost done with the work today. Drop both heels over to the right. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, squeeze the right hip up towards the sky. Inhale, hover left leg off the floor. Kick the foot back towards the heel. We're keeping this active. Breathe in. With your exhale, you might reach back and catch the foot. Inhale, kick the foot away. Exhale, hug the heel back and towards the hip. Pull the ribs down, navel in. 2 more. Last big breath. Exhale, release, side plank, and then back to plank pose. Don't drop the knees. We're going right into the other side. Drop heels to the left. Inhale, lift the right arm high. Squeeze the left hip up towards the sky. Inhale, hover right leg. Kick the heel back towards the hip. Squeeze. Breathe. Maybe reach back and catch the foot. Inhale, kick the foot into the hand. Ribs down, squeeze left hip up high. 2 more. Last one. Exhale, plank. Drop the knees. Child's pose. Sit the hips back to the heels, forehead to the earth. If your arms are tired, take them back alongside the body. So what we've done in today's practice is engage these major supporting structures of the body, the glutes, the hips, the core, the ribs. And we've used that strength and structure to allow the chest and the upper back to be fluid and open and vulnerable. And what we're doing in our lives right now is dealing with a lot of stress and a lot of grief and anxiety and fear. The best way we can create space to open up and unfurl that is by providing ourselves with structure, ways that we can feel held and supported. Maybe some of your traditional structures of support are missing right now. So what are small things? I know for me, I've really been working the glutes. I've really been working the hips, reminding myself that my body can hold me up. Maybe for you, it's really cooking delicious meals, so that way you're feeling very nourished from the inside out. Maybe it's creating a routine to your day. Whatever it is for you, going forward this week, maybe think about what kind of structure you can give yourself, so that way you feel supported enough to be easy in the heart. Take a big breath in through the nose. Side out through the mouth. Inhale, walk the hands back so you're sitting up on the heels. And then sit down on the butt, swing the legs down in front of you. We're going to work with the outer hips, rinse things out there a little bit before we end practice. We'll take that cow facing pose, Gomukhasana. So take your feet about hip width apart. Deep bend in the knees. Cross your right shin in front of you like you're going to sit cross-legged. And if you know that cow pose doesn't work for you, you're welcome to just take a cross-legged seat and fold forward to get into the hips. That's fine. But if you're with me for Gomukhasana, take your foot, your right foot, over towards the left a little bit more until your right knee is pointing forward in front of the body. Cross your left foot over the right knee, and then begin to walk that foot over towards the right so that the knees stack on top of each other. Some people like to take their feet back towards their hips. I like to take my feet parallel to the top of the mat, or my shins parallel to the top of the mat, and then palms on the feet, lean forward, swivel the hips around, and then find a comfortable place to sit back down, both sitting bones on the earth. If this is a lot of sensation right here, take the hands behind you and lean back. Or if you want more, you can always fold forward. This is just like the perfect amount of sensation for me, so I'm just going to sit upright. I'm taking a couple of deep breaths. Big breath in through the nose. Let it go through the mouth. To get out of this and go to the other side, we're going to do a funky transition. You might be like, I don't know about this. That's okay. If you know where we're going, great. If you don't, we're going to walk through it piece by piece. Both hands come to the right side of the body and lean onto the right hip. Push the feet down into the earth to lift the hips and legs up. The feet stay exactly where they are. Walk your hands towards the back of the mat. You're going to spin on the feet. Walk over towards the right side of the mat, still spinning on the feet, and you're going to turn all the way back around to the top of the mat. The legs are crossed the opposite direction. Bend the knees, slowly sit the hips back down. You should have left thigh pointing forward on the bottom and right knee stacked on top. And if you're like, I don't know, I didn't get there, that's okay. Unravel the legs. Left shin crosses in front like you're going to cross leg. Walk this foot over to the right. Left knee points forward. Cross right leg over. And figure out where you want your legs to be. I'm going to lean forward and swivel my hips around a little bit. Sit down where I can get both sitting bones down to the earth. And we're breathing. Big breath in. Side out. Take the hands behind you. Lean back. We're just going to unravel the legs. All right, from here, stretch the legs out long in front of you. Do a little bit of forward folding to release the low back. Now, we haven't done a lot of forward folding in this practice today, so if you need to, take the feet hip width apart, and you can bend your knees a little. You can bend your knees a lot. Either one's fine. We'll find a comfortable place with the legs. Inhale, lift the arms up, sit up nice and tall, roll to the front edge of your sitting bones. And with an exhale, melt down over the legs. Inhale, begin to walk the hands back up to sitting up nice and tall. And exhale, lower down onto your back. Bring the knees into the chest. Inhale, open the arms wide into a T shape. Exhale, drop the knees to the right. Inhale, knees back up to center. Exhale, drop the knees to the left. Inhale, knees back up to center. Happy baby. Catch the outer edges of the feet. As much as you're pulling the feet down towards the floor with your hands, kick the feet back up towards the sky and see if you can stamp the low back down into the floor. And then again, keep pushing the feet up towards the sky, and you might find a little bit more juice to wring out of those hips. A little bit of rocking side to side if that feels good. And release the feet. We've come to our final resting pose, Shavasana. Lately, I've been offering two options for Shavasana. You're welcome to take the traditional corpse pose laying on your back, but I know that long Shavasanas at home can be hard because there's just a lot more distraction in the home space. So I'm offering seated meditation as well, if you'd like to take that option instead. And we're going to make this short and sweet. It's going to be a 3-minute Shavasana. I'll wake you up at the end. If you want to take a longer Shavasana or a longer seated meditation, please go ahead and do that. Otherwise, choose your pose. Make sure you're comfortable. Close down the eyes and settle in to breathe. Our 3 minutes has concluded. If you'd like to stay, stay. If you'd like to start to reawaken, take a big breath in through the nose. Begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. On your next breath in, reach the arms overhead, full body stretch, lengthening out the torso. And with an exhale, roll to your right side if you're laying on your back. If you're in seated, bring the hands to heart center. If you'd like to end class laying on your side, you can, and you can meet us in a comfortable seat. Allow yourself a moment of gratitude for showing up and examining the ways that structure and vulnerability interact, and the way we can make ourselves feel held and supported even in difficult times. So that way we can listen to our own emotions and offer support, and listen to the emotions of others and offer support. Take the thumbs up to the third eye, big breath in through the nose. Offer your exhale to the room. As we bow forward in reverence to each other, together we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice and your presence with me today. Thank you for participating in the Backbending series if you've attended any of the other classes in this series. And look forward to upcoming series on folding and compression, as well as side body length and strength. So that's what's coming up in the coming months. If you like this class, feel free to check out other classes in the Backbending series if you haven't taken them, or other classes that I've uploaded on YouTube. I also teach live classes through Zoom for a couple of studios, and I offer beginners yoga on Wednesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific and 12 p.m. noon. You can find all of these classes and my full schedule on my website, as well as on my Instagram, Nora Harris Yoga. Thank you again so much for choosing to take time to sit with yourself and to sit with me specifically. That means so much. Until we are on the mat again together, namaste.